Airports are now ruined. Sean Duffy says people dressing up would improve air travel. People dress up like they're going to bed when they fly. Dress up. Okay. Also, apparently he has 9 children. Do you think he's dressing his 9 children in Sunday's best to get on a flight? Doubtful.
People dress up like they're going to bed when they fly. I see people getting on airplanes and they're having a hard time taking their luggage and getting in the oversized or the above bin. Help people out, be nice, be courteous. And so we want to push people as we come into a really busy travel season. Help people out, be in a good mood, dress up, bring civility back to travel.
I do agree. I think generally, as a general rule, we should all be more considerate of each other. But everything, dressing up, then you lost me. I'm like, well, the whole point is like bring civility back to life. Yes. To public spaces. Yes. By dressing up, no. I don't think that's the key. You're missing the point, dude. And then they had this big press conference with guess who? Paul Saladino. He is notorious for his meat eating, going out and not putting sunscreen on. He also is famous for doing these airport hacks, which, he claims to be real. I don't think they're real at all.
You can bring coconuts on the airplane, so I don't like to drink water in airports. You can't get water through security, but you can bring coconut water on the airplane in a coconut. Coconut water is a great source of magnesium, manganese, all kinds of good stuff. So I have about 10 coconuts in there that I'm gonna have to drink on this plane. And I've got meat. So I got some burgers, heart burgers, regular burgers that I'm bringing on the plane. So that's how I travel.
How are you gonna open that coconut? You're gonna be on the plane cracking your coconut on your table. I think this is fake. Here's another one. Airport
I'm in the airport in Houston, Texas. And if you have any wonder why 70% of Americans are obese and overweight, diabetes rates are climbing, autoimmunity is skyrocketing, look around. Look what kind of food we've got available here. Seed oils.
I can't see anything.
Seed oils, sugar, more seed oils. Over there. Everywhere around me in this airport are mitochondrial toxins, are things that worsen your ability to make energy out of the food you eat. That make you.
He looks ill, right? Something in his eyes. He's got a sickness to him.
Unless you bring your food, I had to bring my food with me everywhere I go. I got meat.
Oh, the Erewhon bag. His Erewhon. He's got an Erewhon bag. Erewhon's safe, guys. If it's expensive and it's a luxury grocery store, it's safe.
Eat squash, no seed oils, no processed sugar, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna be unwell. Convenience is the enemy, guys. You gotta prepare or you're just eating poison.
That's simple, guys. You gotta eat squash from an Erewhon bag or else you're gonna be sick. Okay, so anyway, it was shocking to me that this man is now on the news. Now we're doing airport healthy food options. So we got Farmer's Fridge, ooh, yippee. And now Paul Saladino, who was a doctor, but I do not believe he's a doctor at all anymore, that he's given up his title because now he's living in an alternate universe. He's going to explain what airports need.
Dr. Paul Saladino, where he was complaining about there was no pull-up bars in airports, which prompted me to call Secretary Kennedy to give me Paul's number.
I've tried to do a pull-up for the entirety of my life. I can't do one. So this is a man's activity, okay? That's what this is. I don't think any women are gonna, maybe a couple, might wanna do one pull-up.
He's been a leader in thinking about what do we have for food choices, but also movement choices in airports. And so I'm grateful that he's here today with us, Paul Saladino.
Thank you, Secretary Duffy. It's good to be here with you both. When you think about it, airports are one of the most sedentary places that we are as Americans. The traveling experience in general is probably the single most sedentary thing that we do between...
I can't disagree more. I feel like I'm at an airport, I'm walking for miles and miles and miles. Got backpacks on. I feel like I'm, in a rucksack race. I feel like I'm David Goggins, for gosh sakes. I disagree with him wholeheartedly.
Sitting in an Uber to the airport, sitting in the airport, waiting for your flight, delayed flight, sitting on a flight for 3 or 4 hours, getting to your destination, sitting in another Uber. It's a very sedentary thing to travel. And as Secretary Kennedy says, 3 million Americans every day are, traveling and doing this and engaging in sedentary activity.
It looks like RFK's batteries just ran out. Speaking of sedentary, look to your left.
As humans, even 1 single hour of sitting in inactivity can create vascular dysfunction within our bodies.
2 to 3 hours of sitting, not moving at all, can increase inflammatory markers in the human body. We know that less than half of all Americans get a recommended amount of activity, and that 70+% of Americans are obese and overweight. Between being overweight, metabolic dysfunction, and the level to which we are sedentary and inactive as Americans, these are directly linked to the things that kill us most as Americans, to cardiovascular disease, to diabetes.
And again, why is the airport the place we're deciding to make this change?
It's hard for me to be the weird guy in the corner doing air squats or doing a handstand. It's not really encouraged in airports to do that kind of stuff. So I love Secretary Duffy's intention to make airports more understanding.
The government now is going to come into airports and force people not to be judgmental of people who want to do air squats and handstands. First of all, a handstand's a choice, okay? The air squats, whatever. Do whatever you want to do. And I don't think anyone gives a shit, honestly. As long as you're not stepping on them, no one cares what you do.
Small spaces for humans in airports, for Americans in airports, to get mini workouts. You don't have to get super sweaty, but what if we could put pull-up bars and dip bars and parallettes for push-ups or for L-sits? If we could put boxes for step-ups, maybe put some treadmills for people who want to walk near their gate. We can put some bars for stretching. We can put yoga mats. And
I gotta say, this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
maybe some rolling pins for people to move their muscles. These would be a massive step in the right direction, and it's such a huge thing that we could do for Americans. Whenever I talk to people about this, they're super excited. Anyone I've talked to about the idea has just been, they smile, they get excited. Oh, a mini gym in an airport? That's great. I would use that for sure.
No, they wouldn't. No one's going to the airport to use the gym. Nobody.
If we could pair this with healthier food options, unprocessed foods, unprocessed meat, unprocessed plant foods, we could really help all of these millions of Americans every day that are traveling. So I want to commend Secretary Duffy and Secretary Kennedy for spearheading this effort. I mean, $1 billion of grants to help airports improve the quality of health for travelers every day, including mini gyms for all of us to move. This is incredible. We've got a pull-up bar set up behind us here, so I'm definitely going to get some pull-ups in with Secretary Duffy and Secretary Kennedy after this. But that's what that's there to signify.
Kennedy looks like he just got his ice cream taken away by his mom, and he's really upset about it. And he can't tell anybody because he was told to be quiet, or you won't get any ice cream when you get home either.
The beginning of movement spaces for humans in airports hopefully will start with DCA and Dulles, but I'm excited to be a part of this. I'm grateful to be a part of this.
Yeah, why are you here?
Modern life is not set up for us to be healthy as humans.
He said humans about 47 times, and Americans. Human Americans. We need treadmills and pull-up bars.
In that direction so that we can all become healthier, and then that directly leads to us being happier, more gracious, and more caring with everyone around us. So
Yeah, we'll become more gracious the more treadmills we have in the airports. Wrap it up, dude. You didn't prepare enough. So after they had this speech, then they showed off the world famous pull-up bar.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 2, 3. Lightweight. 4.
He's not even doing it for real. I mean, that's more than I could ever do in my life, but you got to put your chin over the bar. Sympathy claps. This guy's name is Duffy. He should be called Doofy. He's a doofy guy. He's got to take his tie off. This defeats what you said, that you have to look professional and also do these workouts. Why are you taking your tie off, sir? Doofy.
I give you like 5.
Do you worry about people getting smelly in airports?
So that's a big question, smelly. So we talked about that. I don't want you to have a full body sweat going on so you stink. But if you do, do a few pull-ups, get your blood flowing.
Here's the rules now that we have to live under. In America, which used to be free, from what I remember. It used to be a free country and you could do what you want. Now the government's telling you must dress up to go to the airport, okay? And that's how you're going to be a nicer American human. Then we're going to force upon you a mini gym, but you can't do too much of the workouts. You can't do too many pull-ups, push-ups, dip bars, and whatever else the hell he said. You only have to do a little bit so you don't smell. That seems like you're telling me what to do. I don't like it.
This is not like go to the gym, sweat, and then get on an airplane. When people are usually moving through, they see a pull-up bar, they'll, maybe a couple pull-ups.
So doing 2 pull-ups as you walk by in an airport is going to fix America's problems. There's some nefariousness about this. This doesn't even make sense at all from the beginning. It's not even like, oh, okay, it's kind of an ambitious idea. This does not make sense at all.
You're going to take all the weight off. Reduce the weight.
Yeah, looks good.
At least he's going over the bar. 3. Okay, last one.
And we know that we have families and nursing mothers. Someone might want to come through and do a couple pull-ups. We're open to any ideas that airports have to.
I think we need to have a nursing mother's pull-up bar. So while you're breastfeeding your child on both, you have twins, also pulling up on the pull-up bar. That will save America for sure.
Make the experience better as Americans travel. And again, job number 1 is less delays, less cancellations. I'm working on that.
I'm working on that, and it will not be solved. But in the meantime, micro gym, mini workout.
You can walk and chew gum at the same time, also looking at airports in addition to safe skies and efficient skies.
So, Paul, you know that RFK is like, you can't, he says he spends 300 days a year in airports, and you can't eat. It's almost impossible to eat healthy. So that's one thing. Give people healthy options. Number 2, micro workout.
I feel like there's always like smoothies. There's always salads. I think that's a bullshit excuse. So you could go to the grocery store and say, there's tons of unhealthy options here. It's like, yeah, but there's lots of healthy ones too. Unless we want to live in a country that tells you what you must do, which I thought this was the whole anti of that. I'm confused.
The goal here is not for people to get sweaty in airports. Nobody wants to be sitting next to somebody smelly on an airplane. But
no sweating, Brian.
Look at Kennedy's armpits in the actual shot that we're looking at right now as they're saying this. No sweat, though. Don't sweat. No sweaty pull-ups.
we just want to put in simple equipment that everyone can use that can encourage people in airports to get a little bit of movement, 5 minutes of movement here and there, and to create an atmosphere that's really friendly toward people working out.
This is like a man who's solving his personal problem with government money.
Healthy Americans are happy Americans. These are kind Americans. They're gracious Americans. It's going to make the entire travel experience better.
That's kind of where this becomes eugenic style to me, where they start to equate health and thinness. Okay, let's be honest here. That's what they're essentially saying, and not so many words, with graciousness and kindness. I don't like that, because if they start saying this stuff now, all of a sudden it becomes like, well, you're a bad person because you look different than me and you didn't do pull-ups at the airport.
Nursing pots. You get stuck, you find out you're delayed 2 hours, and that's something the mom's got to see more of, right?
So I've heard more moms, even from the White House to people who reached out to me. I don't nurse. Males don't nurse, I don't think, Brian.
Huh?
That's clean, that works, that they can be private, right? If they are pumping or they're with their baby, they don't want to be out in public. And so to
again, why just in the airport? The problem does not start and end in the airport. Every public space. But why are okay.
Curate a space for them and make sure we're trying to build families, support families, and especially those who want to nurse. It's positive. And again, I've heard more complaints about broken, dirty pods for women to nurse. And part of the money, Brian, the airports have to clean them. A nursing mom deserves a clean space to nurse. And so if they take this money from us, they also have to commit to making sure they're clean.
Okay, how are you gonna police that?
I'm hoping to collaborate with the Department of Transportation and Secretary Duffy to help with the implementation of these gyms. We've got some preliminary.
I'm very healthy.
So air traffic control is getting better. The classes are filling up. The flights are running on time. Now we're going to be dressing up and micro working out, but not get sweaty so you repel the middle seat person, because nobody wants to sit in the middle.
They all know that this is a ridiculous, stupid thing that they're saying. They know it. They know it. They're all laughing in our faces because this is so stupid. And none of it's going to happen.
We've already transitioned 30% of the copper to fiber. We're crushing this thing, doing it fast for the American people with President.
What are you talking about? Paul Saladino needs fiber because his skin ain't looking healthy. I'm sorry. I know I've said that. I know it's mean. I know my skin looks like a little gaunt, but I'm no health expert. If you're a health expert, your skin cannot look like it's on fire.